Check.
Yep.
I like it when Daniel sits down. It's like the whole floor is coming down. Thank gosh we're on floor 1 tonight.
Shut up.
He's lost some weight. It's not like
Good in a couple weeks.
All right,
boys.
let's pray and get started. God, thank you for this day. Thank you for just letting us all get here safely, God. And I just pray for everybody traveling and everything. You just keep them safe on the roads. Thank you for the snow and the ice. Just be with us tonight. Be in our conversation. Help it to honor you in everything we say and do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Hey, if you're tuning in tonight, guys, just so you know, if you got your kids in the room or riding in the car, we will be going and talking about some things that might not be appropriate for children of all ages. So just be ready for your mommy and daddy earmuffs to put on them if you need to. Thanks.
Fire in the hole.
We kick it old school. 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 We kick it old school.
Hello and welcome to our podcast, Sweet 12. Room 1.
room 68.
Yes, sir, bud.
It's a long hallway.
The 3 old guys.
Down the hall to the left, back to the right,
Dude.
down the hall.
That is a long hallway. I'm
Man.
glad I'm tracking my steps.
Yeah.
because I got in about 1,000 of them coming in here tonight.
Bit.
With C. Rice back on the microphone here.
We sort of missed you the last 2 weeks.
Let's see. I was getting ready for Daytona last week. Whew,
Yeah.
That was bad.
We missed you, man.
Did.
I missed you. Nellie's has got to get a life.
I
Why?
think the first time he's heard that.
Look, we got 1/10 of an inch of snow, and they're talking about, I don't know if I can get out my driveway.
Hey, I left for work this morning at 6:15.
Look,
Hey.
some of us don't have like these fancy cars with 4-wheel drive and doors that shut and
and latch.
things like that. So I mean, not
Yeah.
all of us can get out in the ice.
The
and
most
stuff.
dangerous place is walking into the headquarters.
It's true, man.
It's slick, ain't it?
Yeah,
needs to
slick.
go- somebody
Wait a
needs to
minute.
go throw some salt out there. on the
Good
sidewalk.
night.
Salt. He needs to get a shovel. A salt ain't gonna make none of. To help that out. The thing about North Carolina, when it snows or it ices, the news is 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
Updates.
That is true.
Updates on the roads. Updates on the roads. I mean, it is so bad in America that we talk, tweet, and do everything we can just about the weather.
Dude,
Yeah.
yesterday, that's all that was on Facebook, starting at about
What is he doing?
he ain't recording.
He's not recording.
my goodness, dude.
All right, if you're watching live,
That was so
all right,
was
good.
if you're on Google Plus, you're about to see something that happens about once every 10 episodes. Old Nelly forgets to hit that little red button that records. So we gotta
I
go.
don't gotta go back. Just keep talking for them, and then we'll cut the other part.
We're
For the
fresh,
podcast.
though.
We'll
We
do
know
it
what we're
while
talking
we'll
about.
Do it now while we're rolling, man.
Yeah.
If we go back to it,
It'll suck if we go back.
just bear. All right, so if you're watching, here goes take 2. You ready? Hey guys, if your kids are listening or in the room tonight, make sure that you have your earmuffs ready to put on them. We've got a subject that's gonna might get a little PG-13, so just watch out for that. But just give you a head.
We kick it old school. 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 We kick it old school.
Hello and welcome to our 3 old men.
Take 2.
That would suck.
Here we are again.
Wait a minute. I want to tell what room we
Yeah,
in.
please tell them.
Sweet 12, room 68, floor 1
Dude,
of the Kicking It
68.
Old School podcast. 3 old guys.
Every time we do a new episode, it seems like we just finished one.
We didn't just finish one, but here's what happened. It was a great opening my first week back. It was awesome. I mean, things went well. We were talking about the weather, and all of a sudden, Nelly turns white as a ghost.
I turned it back on when Chris stopped talking.
Nelly forgot to hit the record.
Ian.
This isn't like it's the first time this has happened. Now,
It's the second time it's happened.
I'm just glad he realized it 5 minutes in and not 35 minutes.
Yeah.
in, because if we would have had to start this over then, there wouldn't be an episode this week. I'd be out.
It was unreal. But
Thanks,
It's-
producer.
It snowed. Nellie's got to get a life, is what's got to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
He was intent on us.
I
coming
told you I
to the
want to drive
studio.
one of them race cars.
Wait, ain't no way. You would text me and call me way too much.
Yep.
I talked to
Race
said,
car?
I said, listen, you have got to give Nellie something to do. She said, shovel the driveway would
No,
be
I
good.
know. Couldn't even get in here tonight.
She said that, and I said, "Look, I bought you a shovel about 2 years ago.
Ugh, for Valentine's Day.
She ain't used it yet."
Dude, he was intent last night on us coming in and doing this with the snow and ice coming down, and every normal person is staying inside their house. And Nellie said, "Come on, let's go. Come on, you guys,
Dude.
come on over."
I'll come pick you up.
Look, we got 1/10 of an inch
It
of
wasn't
snow.
that. He don't have any friends.
1/10
Okay.
of an inch of snow. I can't get out of my driveway.
He lets Joey come over into a podcast.
It's
Come
true.
on.
That's what you should have done was had old Joe come over.
Well, if you fix his computer,
He'd be here.
Did you go to Food Line and get your bread and milk?
Tammy said, she was in Charlotte yesterday morning, and I texted her when it started snowing. I said, have you left yet? She said, yeah. She was at exit 58. Okay. She drove to exit 49 to get baked potatoes.
Baked
I'm like,
potatoes.
Left yet? You've actually went further away from home. She says, but nobody's called me. So she came home, went by the food line. She says, hey, they're out of milk. So I guess you're
I
out of
got
luck.
the last gallon at the one up here on the Whatchamadoodle.
Dude, listen.
Where is Whatchamadoodle at?
Yeah.
Off of
Right off of whatchamacallit.
in L.A. down there,
Thing of left on
Oh,
whatchamacallit.
L.A.
Lower Alabama.
Lower Alabama.
Lower Alabama.
Lower Alabama.
If you don't know, we tape this in Alamance County, North Carolina. So
Yes.
he calls it Lower Alamance.
You know, you accuse me all the time of not planning ahead, but Sunday I went to the grocery store because I knew it was going to start snowing Monday evening, and I got everything we needed and more.
Just in
Oh,
case
my
you get
gosh.
snowed in.
Speaking of you going to the grocery store,
Did you eat it all?
I buy all this stuff.
that's what I
couldn't
want to
even eat.
figure out.
Would you buy lettuce, carrots, stuff like that?
No, I don't
Bananas.
think that, man.
I'm
Grapes.
telling you, Google Plus people, tune in about 3 weeks. Y'all go see a treat.
January
I'm gonna
2nd,
light this big boy up.
January 2nd, we had an episode that we talked about New Year's resolutions. And Daniel's, he's a smart preacher. He knows it all. He's got it. He says, I'm not going to do a resolution. I'm going to show y'all that I can lose 40 pounds by March 2nd.
Yes.
8
That's what he said.
8 weeks. He was 306 pounds when he started.
Yep.
We're like 2 weeks away.
Weeks away. Where we at?
We're 2 weeks away. I'm at 281.
Trouble.
81.
It's gonna be good.
That's 25 pounds.
Yeah, I've lost 25, which is good. You know, my wife gave me the pep talk today because I was a little down after I weighed in and stuff. And she's like, 25 pounds is good. And
That is good.
last week, you weren't here, Chris, but I told her I started the insanity workouts last week. So Monday through Friday, I got up at about 6 a.m. and I did these insanity workouts.
Where at?
Schoolroom at the church. I
Big
went over-
projector.
I went over, had it on the big screen with the speakers pumped up, and I went in there and went at it, dude. And I'm telling you, between God's my witness, I worked this fat butt off harder than I've ever done it before. And I woke up Monday to go weigh in, and I knew I was going to drop 10 pounds. I just knew it. I knew it was going to be 274, and I was going to come in here like a champ. I got on them scales. It was 281. I lost 3 pounds, man.
God.
3 pounds after
When
not
did you
eating
weigh in the morning or
and
at
working
night?
my butt off. In the morning, they say you're supposed
That's
to weigh in
right.
the morning is your best time to weigh in.
That
That's
means
right.
you just got to go at it harder.
Dude, I can't. I'm telling you, I can't. I've done everything I can. I'm not eating. Like, I mean, I'm eating, but I'm like not cheating. I'm not eating crap foods. I do 2 shakes a day. I've kept my calories
What,
under 1,800.
What kind of branding do you like? You want a
Brandon?
Duke branding or
Dude,
Carolina
I'm
brand?
bringing my. I'm
yeah.
bringing in a special guest the last night of the weigh-in because I've got a doctor, or actually a nurse, that's coming in with me, and he's not letting me do it, letting y'all do anything that's
Well, cattle
life-threatening.
prod-
The male nurse?
But
I'm not gonna kill him,
Oh, we're not gonna kill him, but it's gonna go. Shh.
but we're gonna light his butt up.
He'll remember it
Hey, I
forever.
got 2 weeks. All I got to do is, 7 pounds a week in the next 2 weeks. I ain't done it yet, but hey,
You need
I'm,
hey, you need 7.5 pounds.
I'm going to start getting
7 pounds is not gonna get you there, bud.
I know 7.5 pounds. So maybe that tapeworm I've been talking about, or something that
So do we
Diarrhea or
do the taser or do we do the my homemade saying?
Yet to be determined.
Yeah, we need to.
I don't
you think about
trust
that?
nothing homemade by Nelly.
So 281. You got to
281, I gotta get to 266.
Dude, you got
gotta
it.
get
You got it. Come on,
266.
you got this.
266.
You
It's
got
not-
it.
It's not.
Yeah, you got it.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It is
I'll
pop.
get you one of those drinks that just cleans you
If
out.
you hadn't
That's what I'm
talked,
gonna have to do.
if you hadn't talked so bad about Coach K, Tammy probably would have helped you. But as bad as you talked about him, you're
Well,
done. She's gonna bring stuff to
you-
make you fat.
And look, you missed it last week. We had to talk about Dean Smith because he passed away the week before. So Coach K celebrates 1,000 wins. Dean Smith passes away, and then you know what happens tomorrow night.
Duke Carolina game
The big game.
Carolina.
The big
at
game.
Duke. Which let me tell you something. Being at Duke is the most impressive place you can go for a game like Duke Carolina.
Yeah,
It's going to be, I guarantee the heater's on right now. It's hot. They're practicing in the hot weather in there right now.
Since Carmichael closed.
Well, here's the situation. Most of these people that watch this don't even know what Carmichael is. Okay. So,
Probably true.
Okay, I got that.
so
well, think about being surrounded by about 2,000 nerds,
Yeah. Asian nerds.
Asian nerds, because that's what you walk into. That
Yeah.
there's that student body is about 2,500 Asian nerds who live for this game, and that's it. And then they go at it, but it's kind of corny. They got
Well, I'm gonna say-
sheets they pass
Yeah,
out.
it's-
Hey,
It's
I'm
super nerdy.
I'm going to say if they're nerds, they're pretty doggone good nerds.
They're smart nerds.
well, they're definitely smart.
Yeah.
but they nerds.
Because
If you saw them outside
Not
of
only-
that place,
not only are they play good in basketball, they play good in football. They play good in lacrosse.
no, I'm not talking about the players.
yeah, those are.
But I'm just-
they're
them
I'm talking about
American.
the student body.
They go to school there, just so you know.
And look, as impressive as it is to go to,
Y'all are terrible. Y'all don't give nobody no credit. Carolina's terrible right now.
We
They
can't,
can't even
man.
beat Georgia Tech.
This is Duke Carolina week. We can't give them any credit right now.
They can't beat Georgia Tech. I
They
think I'm
can.
going to quit being a Carolina fan.
well, it sounds like you quit about a month ago.
When
man.
Dean
Or at
Smith,
least when you walked in here tonight.
when Dean Smith died, I quit.
Dude, they can't beat Western High School
yeah, they could.
Who?
Anybody can beat Western High School. I've seen them.
this year.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you right now, Carolina wins tomorrow by 12.
That's
I'm
bold.
calling it.
That's
Carolina
bold.
wins by 12.
Carolina will not win tomorrow night.
Did I get to pick your consequences?
No.
Carolina will not win. One thing about Daniel, when he watches a Carolina game, he hollers at the
Oh,
TV,
dude, y'all don't even know.
screams at it.
Nobody in this room has ever watched a Carolina game with me. Y'all seen me for like 5 minutes walking by a TV, but
Do you know how many times they played each other?
Carolina.
This is
and Duke,
crazy.
How many?
238 times.
And what's the record?
Carolina's up, I will say.
How many wins? About 200 and some times.
They're up 133 to 105.
That's right.
But if Matt Doherty would have stayed there a couple more years,
That's true.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Oh, it'll all be a good game, man.
they
Yeah,
played
it always
We'll
is.
see.
a bunch of the Duke Carolina games on
On
ESPN Classic
Yeah.
today.
Man, dude, that's like the best channel.
So that's watch them. But big game, Duke Carolina tomorrow night on ESPN. Which, if you're listening to this on Thursday, the game is already over. But if you're watching on Google Hangouts, it's tomorrow night,
Hey,
9:00
And
ESPN.
no Dick Vitale.
Really?
Yeah, they announced it today. He will not be doing the game. It'll be the first one. He's covered like 72 Carolina Duke games. This is the first one he's not doing.
I'm not watching.
ESPN's just switching it up, putting somebody
Dang.
else on it.
That's definitely going Carolina's way then. He's a
Mm.
Duke fan.
Hey, baby, it's Coach K. Look at it. Look at the hair, baby.
Can't stand it. I'm so glad he's not calling the game. Man.
But not only is it Duke Carolina week, it's the Daytona 500
It
week.
is. You've already
is
kicked
true.
it off. You went. That's where you were last weekend.
Last weekend, boy, went
Dang,
down there.
quick.
Well, actually, I was down there from Tuesday until I flew back Monday at 7:30,
Was it-
8:30. Something.
Was it pretty down there?
No, it was pretty cold.
Was it really?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
it's cold in Florida. No, it got down in the 40s
At night.
at night. It was
Them
pretty
old
cold.
people didn't know what to do.
No, they didn't. But they had a race down there Saturday night. They call it the Sprint Unlimited. I don't even really know how you get in it, but it was 25 cars. We already had a fight.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin-
Starting the year off right.
Starting the year off right. Kevin Harvick and Joey Logano.
Yes, I saw that. I
Yeah.
saw that because there was a big wreck, right?
That was in qualifying, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
But it was just a. Text me.
I know.
I was impressed.
I know, man.
Yeah.
So what's up with this group qualifying?
Well, see, we started group qualifying last year to try to get more fan interaction during qualifying, get more people to come. What they do is normally on most racetracks, everybody goes out at a mile and a half and over. Everybody goes out. They cut it down to 24. Then the 24 go out, and then they cut it down to 12, and then the 12 go for the pole. So it just, you don't really never know who's going to sit on the pole to the end of it.
That
So,
makes
but
perfect sense.
at Daytona Talladega, they split it up because of what was going on. So this week, the Daytona 500, first time ever, the qualifying was different.
And Gordon got the pole, right?
First group
No.
goes out. Oh yeah, Jeff Gordon
Rigged.
on the
I told
pole.
you,
It's
I
rigged.
told you, dude. I'm in it to win it this year. I'm gonna know a little something about it before it's over.
So the first group goes out, runs. Second group goes out. Now it's 20 in the group. 15 of them wreck.
That's awesome.
Destroy a couple of cars. So I know a couple of teams that were back at home yesterday, Sunday night, Monday, and today rebuilding their cars.
All right, so I got a question about that. So you work like this whole time, like it's the off season, right? And you're coming in to Daytona. If I'm correct, NASCAR does theirs backwards, right? They have like their huge race right up front at the beginning,
Right.
and then it's kind of downhill from there as far as importance of the races, right? I mean, Daytona's is like the Super Bowl race.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you work this whole off
It's like the Super Bowl. It's backwards.
Right,
Racing's
yeah,
backwards.
Exactly. So you've got the whole off season, you're preparing, you're doing all this stuff. You get in, you go to qualifying, and then you wreck. And you're just done right there before it even gets started, right? That's crazy. How is there not more mass suicides in NASCAR? Because I would think these crew chiefs and everybody would just be going crazy, man.
That does suck.
Well, it's just like anything. You prepare, and you go out there and you can, and racing, you can crash before you ever get started.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like football.
Like tearing ACL.
tearing
in a
ACL.
preseason
yeah.
game
But
or
don't they
something.
have like usually 2 cars?
Yeah, they normally have 2 cars, but what happens is they had to sprint unlimited. So normally that's their backup for the Daytona 500. Well, then they wreck that car. Some
Golly.
people wrecked in the sprint unlimited, which like Clint Boyer wrecked 2 cars weekend. So you figure $170,000 a car. He kind of destroyed both
Hey.
of them.
Clint needs a new job.
He's
How
over-
long, how long does it take
I'm
to
telling you,
rebuild a
I'm
car?
available.
Shut up, Nelly.
No wonder there's fights, man.
Exactly.
I mean, that's why there's
Exactly.
fights after.
Well, some people like Michael Waltrip Racing work 24 hours a day for the last 2 days, and they got 2 more cars sitting down there. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. Man.
but that takes a lot of money and a lot of people. We built our trucks are going down there. They just left today. Trucks, prepared trucks down there today. We got the 14 with Daniel Hemrick, the 31 with James Busher, and the 20 with Scott Lagacy. So when you're listening to this, we'll be racing on Friday night, and I'll be driving home on Saturday. So
Well, good luck, man.
Which race are we all going to this year?
Yeah.
Which race is the 3 old guys showing up at?
you tell me which race you want to go to,
Charlotte.
and
I've never been to Charlotte.
Yeah, that'd be the closest.
go to Charlotte. 3 old guys gonna all wear shirts.
Yeah.
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 Your picture's on the back. I was looking at it the other day.
Where
I found it.
at?
I found it. Your picture is definitely on the back.
Okay.
So 3 old guys going to Charlotte.
We need a car, man. We need a 3 old guys car.
We can get some magnets.
Nelly, turn Nelly's microphone off.
I know.
Somebody. Unplug it.
He's just breathing.
Well, all right, I want to do that. I want all of us to be at the Charlotte race.
All right, we'll do it.
Sweet.
Moving on to our next sporting. I feel like we're a sporting podcast.
Yeah.
We're getting close to it.
I've heard some of the ladies out there saying we talk too much about sports.
Yeah. But I like to talk about birthdays.
Yeah.
One of my
Who-
favorite basketball players has a birthday today,
Yep.
which is Tuesday.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, baby.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
The GOAT, 52 years old.
These young guys don't know nothing about it, man. I make Dean, every time they have a special on him, I make my son watch it because I'm just like, son, this is the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Jordan is the best
Yes.
that's ever been.
He's got to be.
Yes. That's what, by the way, that's what GOAT stands for, people out
Right.
there.
I'm good.
Greatest of all time.
Sorry. So, ladies,
Barry
if you're listening
Begley.
and you hear your husband say something like that,
Yeah.
he's greatest of all time.
Barry Begley in late model stock car racing is a GOAT. If you know who Barry Begley is.
Yeah.
No,
Nah.
look, all right. So, look, here's where everybody says Kobe, LeBron, or MJ. Who's the best? If all of 3 of them, if they're playing one-on-one, who's going to be the best?
Well, Jordan definitely talked more smack.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
he did.
He was good at it.
but he was. he
But
could back it
Jordan
up.
could back it up.
Yeah.
He's the first man that ever jumped from the free throw line and dunked it.
Yeah.
You hear me? He dunked it.
No, that's not true.
He didn't dunk it.
Dr. J. Julius Irving. He was the first one to dunk it from the free throw line.
Oh, okay. Well, I missed that one.
And then MJ did it. And all these other guys have take a couple steps in. You know,
Yeah, they do.
They're not close, but they get there. But
You
Jordan had his whole persona, his level of competition, everything in him is what separated him from these other guys. Now I'll give it to LeBron. That dude is a physical
I was going to say
beast.
he's a monster.
He's a freak.
LeBron will be the first one to make the most money in the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I think he's got the fame that Jordan had. Because when Jordan came through, China, Japan.
Well, what was it? Like 5 or 6 years ago that Jordan broke the $1 billion mark.
Yeah. And they're still wearing his shoes, man.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know how high it was, but they told it. They announced it.
The kids today, they don't even know who he is, and they want a pair of Jordans.
Oh, yeah.
I don't hear nobody saying, you got the new LeBron.
No, that's
Or
true.
you got the new Kobe's.
Everybody, I mean, look at Nike. They still sponsor him, and he ain't hit a basketball court. And how
Right. Haynes commercials where he don't even talk.
he don't even say
He
nothing.
just like walks
just kinda
by in the
smiles.
room and kind of looks at him, and I bet you he gets paid like $1 million just to do it, man.
Look what he's done with the Bobcats. Well, I guess Hornets now.
Hornets now, yeah.
We don't know nothing about Bobcat.
Yeah, look what he's done with them.
I know.
They're competitive. They might have a shot to go into
They're
the
getting there.
And
postseason.
then the Hornets again.
And probably the greatest thing you could ever say about him is he's a Tar Heel.
That's right.
He's a Tar Heel.
He's a Tar Heel.
Take the greatest Duke player of all time, put him up against MJ. I don't care who it is. They done lost.
My choice is
Before they
definitely
get out on the court.
MJ.
Definitely
Happy birthday,
MJ.
MJ.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm sure you're listening.
Come be on the show, and we'll give you a T-shirt.
You'll get a T-shirt. Have we ever got our T-shirts? The rest of them?
I told Mark, at Carolina Customs what we wanted, but that was in passing. I might need to give him an official phone call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that or
I
email or
agree.
something.
Yeah. Put the intern on it.
Oh, intern. And you used
He did.
what happened?
He did
Some what?
He did some leg work right when he first came on. But
Some nice shows.
Yeah, like going out talking to people.
I'll
about,
do it again, man. Y'all just keep hating on me, man. God.
I love you, man.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll
Next
do it
week-
again, man. I'm gonna
next
surprise
week,
y'all one
James's
time.
Junk. I haven't even heard his theme music in a while. We need it back.
We should just play it right now.
Nah.
Our sound guy
Nah.
is so lazy
Just
he
get me
would
in the
never be
mood.
able to
He can't
find
even
it.
set up.
He's
You can see his head in the corner.
Oh yeah, you can't see him. Look at his microphone.
Yeah, he's just.
It's attached to his chair, so he don't have to
That's
do
how
nothing.
lazy he is, right there.
I mean, look at
his
this.
feet propped up.
Feet propped up.
We have to wake him up from time to time. Chris nudges him.
Well, I got it just about perfect so far.
Nellie's waiting for everybody to quit eating healthy so he can get the pizza back in here. He
I'm
hates
ready
that.
to go back to eating.
I know it.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Then you-
Whenever I wake up from whatever piece of pizza waiting on me.
All right, you got it.
He comes to pizza.
Well, look, I was thinking about it, Rice, and we mentioned a while ago how the ladies out there say we talk too much about sports, too much about all this guy stuff going on. And so I got a question. I got something we can talk about tonight that's all about the ladies.
Well, let me tell you the story about it
Why?
first.
Because I like the ladies to be happy with us too when they listen.
Yeah,
My wife is one of them.
especially our wives.
I want my
So,
wife to be happy.
my,
Nickel. Just need a nickel.
Just one nickel.
no wonder y'all have it tough when I'm not here. Will y'all shut up and let's move on?
All right, sorry.
go. Oh my
go for
gosh.
it. Go for it.
That's the problem when y'all get here by yourself, you just won't move on. Just move on.
I know.
Just
I
go
know.
ahead.
We apologize.
So, my wife, I left for Daytona, and one of her friends called her and said, "Hey, I'm mad at my husband. I want to go out and have a good time. I want to go to Target." No joke. I want to go to Target, and maybe we can grab dinner at Panera Bread or something, And
Living on the edge.
she went out with her just to, be a friend or whatever. And then
Yeah.
she said, "Hey,
Little girl time.
little girl time." She said, "Hey, you want to go to the movies? I'm going to the movies with my daughter. You want to go with me?" And she's like, "What are you going to see?" And she said, "I'm going to see 50 Shades of Grey." I guess that's what they call it.
With her daughter?
With her daughter. Wait a
How
minute
old-
now.
How old's her daughter?
Daughter's a senior in high school.
Mm.
Okay.
So she goes, I'm going to see that. And Tammy's like, no, I read the book. I don't need to go see it. So she goes and sees that movie, and she gets out of that movie and she says, oh my gosh, Tammy. Tammy's like, what? She said, I had no idea I was taking my 18-year-old daughter to see a porno.
Yeah. It is porn for women is exactly what it is.
Question.
What is that exactly? Porn for women.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. And
Because I don't understand that. Tell me what
all
that
right,
is.
well, at the beginning, remember, everybody, I told you that we was going to be talking about something that's not suitable for the kids. So if you got a kid listening, right now is the time to earmuff them or tell them to leave the room. Okay. 3, 2, 1. So here's the difference between porn for women and porn for men. Porn for men like to get straight to the bounce chicka bounce bounce. Right? They don't like, storylines, plots, acting, all that stuff is not necessary. Men like the bounce chicka bounce bounce.
Well, ain't that the porn?
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Women, for women,
We got Nelly talking now, by the way.
porn is more about the
Got me all
whole fantasy of it. So it's the man, and
Yeah.
it's the situation, and it's
And
the
it's,
story.
and it's love. It's a love
All right?
story too.
And so up until now, this movie and this book is a game changer, because up until now, all of that is in the women's books when they were reading all these romance novels and things like that. Well, now this movie 50 Shades has come out, and it is straight up about sex, about this man and this woman, and not just sex, but like detailed dominatrix. Like he's got a game room with all his sex toys and all that stuff in it.
When'd you go see it?
I didn't, but if you've been on Facebook, there's about 1,001 articles about it every time somebody's posted on Facebook about it. So,
All right, so hang on. Nellie's just trying to make you talk about things that people don't really care about.
Nelly just wants to go see it.
He just wants to go
we
see
can
it.
cut all that out.
Yeah,
but,
here's the whole thing of it is that okay, so you have this guy. My question is, in this room, who would want to be the guy in the 50 Shades of Grey?
Probably every male.
say that again.
So it's one guy in 50 Shades of Grey, right?
His name's Gray. I mean, that's what it's 50 Shades of Gray. It's the
The
man,
man that's in it.
Mr. Gray.
How many guys? Well, I won't even say in this room. How many guys wants to be that guy?
Like I said, probably every one of them.
Well, I think any normal,
Not me.
Like we said, normal.
men are. We've talked about this before. Men are sexual creatures.
All right, so the women love that show. The
Right.
women love that book.
And the
Right.
book-
They love everything about it. But in that book, I mean, he is, from what I understand from what Tammy told me, I have not read it now.
Right.
I've not read it. I hadn't watched it. I'm not going to go watch it. But from what I understand is he's just a typical man.
Mhm.
But yeah, he brings her roses. He brings her flowers,
Right.
Stuff like that.
Well,
So what is it?
What is it about that book that the women
Yeah,
love
what is
so
it?
much?
It's the fantasy. You look, all of us, whether you're a man or a woman, we're all tempted with things that are bad that we know we shouldn't be doing, but something in us wants to do it. We want to be, all right. The heart's wicked. We always naturally gravitate to evil, to sin, to wrong things. And so for women, it's this whole fantasy of this perfect guy who comes in and he's good looking and he's rich and he's got all this and that. And then you go home with him and behind closed doors, you just get to do, all this stuff. And it's all this sexual fantasy stuff. And women want to live it out, man. When they're reading it, when they're watching it, they live in that fantasy world.
That was my question. If is it the sex part that they love, or is it the fantasy part?
I think for women, it's more the fantasy. For men, it's the sex part. When that's why porn is so. I'm serious. Porn is really different for men than it is for women. Men are all about the bow, chicka, bow, bow, right? I mean, that's just what they want. They get straight to the point. They want the sex. Women like the whole fantasy situation of it all. The man, where they are, this and that. And of course, with this, sex is heavily included in it. But,
Yeah.
I'm laughing because somebody just texted me that's watching it on Google Plus and says you need to quit working out because it's frying your brain. And they're right, because the point of this movie is, to me,
Right.
okay, and the American, that the reason it's so big, the reason it's so popular is not, it's mostly women going to watch this. It's not mostly men.
Right.
So It's not a Nelly wants it to be, and he wanted you to bring out what a porno is.
Right.
What it is it's about the fantasy. Why can't every man be like that? Why can't every man make a woman feel like that?
I think you're right.
Yeah, remember, that's the typical. He's just a typical guy,
He is the typical.
a normal guy. You know,
Right.
That's what he is.
But
Yeah, right.
make no mistake, it's filled with sex and graphic sex.
But wait a minute.
You know.
Women love it.
Right.
They love it. He's a typical guy. Okay.
So he's like rich and
Let me ask you this though, because I was thinking about this today too.
too much like work for me.
he has his own game room.
And we know you're not going to do anything. Just ask your wife.
What if there was a movie that was coming out about this guy who went to work and his boss was this knockout lady, and all she wanted to do was have sex with him? And so he goes to her house, they have all this sex and everything, and that was what the whole movie was about. Wives out there would want their husband to go with a bunch of guys and watch a movie like that. It would never happen. Women would say, "You're not
Zero.
going to see that trash,"
That's
you know,
right.
this and that. But reverse it, let it be all about women and that stuff, and all of a sudden it's okay. So where's the problem? Why is it okay for it to be okay for women to read it and go see it and do it, but not men? They can't read it, go see it, go do it.
Well, I think it's a certain percentage of women that don't think it's okay. I think it's a certain percentage of women don't think that book's okay. I don't think that movie's okay. But I do think a lot of women have a dark side that do think it's okay, but will never say it.
Right.
So you got it kind of split down the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think your younger generation really likes that movie because they really think that that's the way marriage or a relationship to the guy you're going to get married with is.
Right.
But we all know that not really what happens.
No.
And think about this. You know, last week you weren't here, but we talked about divorce and why there's so many problems in marriages and this and that. These younger girls and even guys even who go and watch this crap, and they think that's what you need to be happy, is to have this kind of sexual life and this and that with your husband or your wife or whatever. You get sadly disappointed once you get married. Let me just tell you.
Yeah.
I ain't seen the movie, but my sex life ain't nothing like that movie. Well, I've been married for 30. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you have so many people getting divorced and walking out, because your marriage life never lives up to the hype of what movies and stuff make
Yep.
it out.
They set a standard. Yep.
You know, we had a guy that was getting ready to get married on here, and we talked about my little, Jar Nichols deal.
Right.
But in reality, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But you become friends.
Well, men get smarter. See, we realize that it really ain't worth all of that.
He's getting ready.
You know what I'm saying?
He's opening up a whole
It
new-
really ain't worth what all we have to go through.
Look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I ain't hit that point yet.
Uh,
It's worth it to me still at this point.
Nelly-
I'll work for a nickel.
He's the oldest guy here, so
I'll work for a nickel day and night. But
Nelly.
day and night.
what?
Never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
But
well, so all right, let me ask you this, Chris. All right, so is it okay to be involved in the church, to be a Christian, to see 50 Shades or to read it?
I can't say because I hadn't seen it, but I will say that.
Well, I mean, you know what the storyline is.
Yeah, I know what the
whole
storyline
thing's
is.
based around sex. They're not married, this and that. That's what the whole theme of it's about. Is it okay for these women who are saved or go to church to go watch this mess?
Well, I think if you go to another town where the church ain't gonna see you, yeah, it's
Right.
fine.
As long as
You're
nobody
good.
knows, right?
Yeah. Like when we go to the bar.
Yeah, like we go to the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's okay to go see it.
How come?
How come?
Yeah.
Because I think that if you're really going to see it for the storyline and understand that it's fiction, that it's a movie, it's a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You're not lusting. Most women don't lust. Most women. I'm not saying all of them don't, but most women don't lust. So a man
where
to go
did you
see
get
it
that fact at?
not off the Nelly school.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not from Jane.
not from Jane, that's for sure.
You don't think that stuff like that, reading it and watching it, can really warp the
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I think
why would we ever want, our sisters, our wives, or anybody like that to go expose themselves to that kind of stuff? Because if I was to ask you the
so we'll
opposite-
get lucky when they come back.
right, that's right. If I was to ask you the opposite question and say, you think it's okay for Christian men to watch porn, what would you say? No, right?
No,
And
no.
absolutely not. So why is it okay for Christian women to watch it? Because say it any way you want to.
It is. Now, it wouldn't be okay for them to go watch it, I mean, but look at what movies do.
Yeah.
Look at the most expensive movies, the one that make the most money. It ain't about, it's either killing or sex. I mean, I don't care how you look at it. I mean, you look at American Sniper.
Right.
True movie, one of the most, probably lately one of the best movies I've ever watched, but it was a lot of killing in it. It was a lot of stuff that, I mean, you wouldn't take into church.
Right.
You wouldn't go into church and stand on the pew and talk about.
Yeah, you take Jesus in there to watch it with you.
Yeah, I mean, you would.
Yeah, there's a bigger one.
You know what I mean? So, same thing with 50 Shades of Grey.
So what's the level then? How much sex, cussing, all this bad stuff, how much is appropriate to have in a movie that you watch before it's bad?
Depends on what audience you're going after.
Can you have just a little bit of sex in it?
I don't think you can have any sex in it.
Can you have just a little bit of
For Nelly's movies, you need a lot of it. But for
Right.
most people's movies,
How come this is all about Nelly? I ain't said nothing.
So here
He's been up there Googling all this stuff.
This is something I've shared with the teenagers a bunch, and really with a
I
lot of different
already know
people.
what's coming.
But to me, it's the perfect illustration for this whole thing. Okay, so let's say that tonight.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, everybody knows what's
Yeah.
coming, dude. Everybody knows what's
I'm
coming.
telling you, this is great. All right, this goes right hand in hand. Let's say tonight I come in here with a tray of hot, fresh brownies.
Oh, they got some downstairs.
Okay, so we take that tray of brownies and we bring them up here, and it's the kind that as soon as you walk into the studio, you can smell the brownies.
Yeah.
And ain't none of us had nothing to eat in like the past 10 minutes, so we're hungry, right? All right, so I bring those brownies in and I sit them down a big cold gallon of milk to go with it too, right? So I pour everybody a glass of milk.
See, now you got me all interested.
I pour everybody a glass of milk, and I start cutting these brownies, and I cut you a big old huge square, right, of brownie, and I put it on the plate, and I roll it over to you. When I hand you the plate, it's still warm on the bottom. You can feel that it's still hot. They just came out of the oven. And I say, all right, Chris, before you take a bite of this brownie, I want you to know something. Joni made them, but we went out to the creamery and got the best milk that you can get to put into these homemade brownies. And then we went out to get the finest chocolate out. This is Swiss chocolate, right? We had it imported in. It's the best chocolate you can make. And it's all organic. We got these fresh eggs straight. There's no processed stuff in it or whatever. We got all these incredible ingredients.
Yeah.
Mixed it all together. And right before we put it in the oven, I poop in it. Just a little bit. You'll never even know. It was just like the smallest amount of dog poop I put in this brownie mix and mixed it up, put it in there, put it in the oven, and it's ready to go. Go ahead, have your brownie.
How small was the dog? How
It's
much?
just a little bit of dog poop,
Just
A little
tiny.
dog poop.
just like a
Little Reese poop.
half a turd.
Oh.
Mixed it all, put it in there, beat it up, mixed it
A
all
big
in.
dog turd or a little dog
That's
turd?
Just a little bit.
that is a good question.
Just a little bit. You gonna eat that brownie?
I'm going to have to think about it.
Oh, we got a caller.
Let me tell you, if that was true, nobody will.
Caller.
Yeah, I'm not eating the brownie.
Nobody's gonna eat the brownie, right? Hold on.
We
Let's
got-
wait for this
let's look
phone
for-
ring to get through.
Do you need to answer it?
We need to
Nelly?
get our where's our secretary front desk at?
She's off because it snowed.
Oh,
Because we got a tenth of an inch.
I'm
Couldn't
sure the
nobody come to
microphone
work
picked
today.
that up. By the way,
Tenth
Come
of an
on,
inch.
We got to wrap this up. We're waiting for the phone to quit ringing.
anybody else in the studio to answer that?
Okay, here we go. Right.
All right.
So if I sat that down in front of you, I mean, we joke around and say, "Yeah, but just a little turd," you know. Nobody's gonna eat a brownie that's been mixed up with a little bit of dog poop.
No.
But we do the same thing with movies, TV shows. People hang out. It's just got a little bit of sex in it, man. They only say GD twice. It's only twice, right? They only take the Lord's name. They have a little bit of cussing. Same thing, man. I'm telling you, a little bit will mess it up, and it's hard with it. But with 50 Shades, it's like a little bit of brownie mix in the turd. I mean, I'm telling you, that thing is jacked up.
Well, I tell you,
That was a
And-
long story. I didn't mean for it
I
to
know,
go that
and
long.
you lost
we
me
had a
about
phone
halfway
call.
I know,
through.
We had
I
a phone
started
call.
Googling stuff. But
Yeah, it got me. I was gone.
if you listened, you
Chris,
liked it.
yeah, Chris doesn't listen much. Go ahead.
I got gone real quick. But the thing about 50 Shades of Grey, my personal opinion, everybody else's personal opinion, I'm sure it's different. But everybody's going to take it a little different. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tammy was okay with the book, but she would never go watch a movie. Her friend went and watched the movie and thought it was a porno. Some women walked out of there and was looking for gray on the side of the street somewhere. You know what I mean? So
Would you want Elizabeth to watch it?
that's what I was going to say.
Okay,
I don't
so-
want my kids to go watch it. So I don't think it's appropriate for anybody to go watch.
Right.
I agree.
But they will. I'm telling you, half the
Oh.
women in our church.
Oh,
have
dude,
probably
it was
done seen
sold. It was
twice.
sold out.
I mean, they definitely will.
Google
So,
it, James. See what it did the first week.
All right.
Hey,
Leading movie.
I'm just telling you, double standards, man. For women, it's porn for women. It's okay for them to watch it. It's not okay. You know, they would freak out if their husbands went to watch a movie about the same thing with it just being reversed. You know.
Yep.
They call it just a movie. They know what it is. It's bad for any of you, men or women.
yeah. So 50 Shades of Grey and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm not going to go watch it.
No.
I can't even watch the trailer. I have to turn it when it comes on.
We're going to close this deal with Daytona 500 picks.
Ooh, I want to do it. I don't even know what I'm doing. It'll be the most uneducated guess ever, but
Daytona 500 picks. I do a show for NASCAR.com tomorrow that will air on Saturday before the race. So, and I got to make a pick. I'm going to go ahead and reveal it tonight for the Google Plus people, and it'll be revealed on Thursday.
That's
Also,
I gotta answer Nelly's question. 81.7 million.
So it ain't that big because a lot of them do 150 million.
wait till it's done.
All right,
You
sorry.
gotta
That was
get-
just the first week.
Here's what you get.
Because all the women didn't want to run out to it right away.
All the church
I
women,
understand.
That's a lot of
I
money.
got you.
they gotta wait.
Yeah.
They gotta wait.
Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Nobody's there. All right, sorry,
Matinee.
Chris.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Chris, who you got?
Hey, that would be interesting though. I bet you the matinee showings are going to start to be more than the
Nobody's
night
there.
showings because everybody's going to be sneaking off to go watch.
oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. So,
All right, who's our picks?
Daytona 500 picks.
You got like a list of drivers for us?
No,
Well,
no.
I know like 3.
You don't mind first?
Yeah, I want yours first.
Little E's going to do it again.
Who?
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Nah,
way.
He's going to do it again, man.
So Junior Nation
He's-
is happy for Nelly.
he's washed up.
He was up when he won it last time, too.
He got him a new crew chief with Greg Ives. He's looking forward to the new season.
Lily.
So got him a girlfriend that he's been
Oh,
with for a while.
that
And
changes things up.
just so y'all know, our preacher is hot on the computer trying to figure
yes.
out who's going
Who
to
will
win.
win? Vegas odds.
I just got to get me a list so I can at least pick somebody.
I'm gonna go.
So-
I'm going with the Rainbow Warrior. The
Oh.
Rainbow Warrior.
I'm thinking it's rigged, so
Yeah,
there's a
it's
good
rigged.
chance
That's why I said it,
He
Gordon.
will pull it off there.
So he went.
And I don't even like him. I just think
I'm
he's
gonna blow y'all's mind with who I pick. So,
So we're going to have some kind of contest. We're going to have some winner, whoever's guy finished the highest.
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I
Yep.
say if I win, I get a 5-pound bonus.
Ooh.
like, taken away.
If you win, you
Yeah.
get a 2.5 pound bonus.
I'll take that.
Wait a minute.
I'll
Wait a minute.
take
Hold
that.
on, hold on, Nelly. If you win, you get to add as much as you want to. So
Whoa, you can't say as
Yeah,
much
you
as
keep
you
that
want.
little E pick
Between
you
me
got
and
over
him.
between you and him, yeah.
Yeah.
If you win,
So the
I just win. I don't know.
2.5 pounds was between me and him.
okay, 2.5 pounds.
Hey,
probably about
hey,
right.
if I win, I get on the shirt.
there. Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
Ah,
Yeah. That's good.
okay.
That's good.
Have to tell Kelsey Willis
No-
over at
Nelly.
Carolina Customs to start working.
No
on it.
comment from you now.
You on the last
all right.
shirt.
Who you got? Who you got?
I'm going to say Matt Kenseth.
That's a great pick.
I'm going to say. that's
Is
what
that
I'm gonna go
yours?
with.
No. I'm going with his teammate, Carl Edwards. Brand new team, Darian Grubb leading it. Number 19, Toyota, Camry. Matt Kenseth just won. I sat down with all 4 of them crew chiefs
I watched it with Joe Gibbs.
with
his
Joe
crew.
Gibbs. Yeah, he
I'm in
watched
it,
it.
dude.
You have
I'm with
made
you,
it,
dude.
man.
I wished I had made it.
Oh,
But one late one afternoon, actually, and talked to him. And I feel that group is just prepared and ready. With
Yeah.
Carl Edwards added to it, it's going to be good. I'm taking Carl Edwards to win the Daytona 500 this year.
and if you win,
Yeah, what are you getting? Everybody's getting something in this deal.
Oh, if I win, let's see.
He ought to knew.
yeah,
True.
that's true.
All right, I'll take
So,
that.
so what manufacturer
Freddie-
is doing the best this year?
Freddie, if you're watching this, you know who you want to put in your God.
Rainbow Warrior.
Well, right now Toyota is the best. They the only ones want to race. So, but 2 Chevys on the front row.
Chevy.
I think every
All right.
week we should do picks in here for the race coming up.
That'll make me watch it more.
Yeah, we do race
we
picks.
should do some kind of,
Yeah.
we'll do some kind of bet. In
Yeah.
there or some
I
kind of
talked
deal.
to Tyler Gibbs, which is
I'll give me a reason.
one of Toyota's guys. They ready to win the Daytona 500.
Well, look, keep up with us. Tweet it out. Go to our Twitter.
As a rule, yeah, we can't get old school. You can say we're strange, but we're never gonna change. The Bible is true, and we really can't get old school. Get the crowd jumping, we're Bible thumping. God still rules. We can't get old school. We can't get old school. We can't get old school.
Kicking it
Old school.
That was actually pretty good, Chris.
Later, Google.
Nice pick, Freddie.
Oh, and Freddie picked Carl Edwards, not you?